What's going on, everybody? It's Game Unboxing Reviews here, and welcome back to another Disney Infinity 2.0 news update. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, John Vignacci actually said that two Marvel characters were yet to be revealed. There were two left that are coming to 2.0. Well, they've finally been announced, and sadly, they haven't really shown much off. Haven't really shown like the character designs of the figures and things. So there is only really screenshots. So I'm just going to explain it here. Is basically the two characters they've announced is Falcon. You'll probably know him from, of course, the Marvel comics and the very successful Captain America: The Winter Soldier movie. And the other character is actually Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, in the comics, he was actually one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy, and in the movie, he had. It wasn't really a small role, it wasn't as big as most of the main characters, but he had some very cool scenes, which of course I won't spoil for obvious reasons for people who haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, definitely look out for Yondu because he is awesome. So yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so as I said, Disney Infinity 2.0 is getting Falcon and Yondu as playable characters. This is really, really cool. Both of them will be available next year. They haven't announced a specific release date, but I imagine it'll probably be, I don't know, early January, maybe February, something like that. I definitely don't think it'll be that far ahead, so don't worry. You'll probably be able to pick up Falcon and Yondu very, very early. But anyway, let's get to this screenshot. So as you can see here, this is actually Falcon kicking one of the Frost Giants. Now the really cool thing here is that Falcon will actually be playable in the Avengers playset. Now we haven't seen anything from him story-wise in the Avengers playset. We haven't seen if he appears in it, if he helps you or anything. So it's really cool to see yet another character we can fly around this awesome city in, because they've really done well on recreating a really nice Marvel Manhattan kind of thing where you could just fly around and everything. It's going to be really fun to just play as Falcon in this world, and he's going to be a very fun character. There is actually a video online now which shows off Falcon and Yondu, and I'll put the link in the description because it shows them off, shows all their abilities, shows Falcon flying and things. I believe he does a barrel roll, I think, something like that. I think he spins around when he flies. It's really cool and definitely worth a look. Now this is a really cool screenshot of Falcon, who's also joined with Captain America, and of course they're both taking on the monstrous Frost Giants. Now something really cool I have to mention here is that I did actually ask John Vignacci if Falcon will be getting a Winter Soldier power disc to get his appearance from the Winter Soldier movie, because that's my favourite look of Falcon. Not saying that I don't like the red, white and yellow, it's just I preferred that so much more. It just looks so much cooler, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, fly around. And he said yes, he confirmed that yes, next year not only will Falcon be available as a character, you'll be able to, if you're lucky, because remember they are blind packages, if you're lucky, you'll get the Falcon Winter Soldier power disc, and then you put that on the display, and then you put Falcon on top of it, and you'll be able to play the game with the movie Falcon, which is just awesome. Because imagine it in co-op, you've got your friend playing as Captain America, and he's wearing the first Avenger costume, and then you've got Falcon wearing the movie Winter Soldier costume. That's just going to be so much fun. I'm really happy because I am definitely going to get, probably every Marvel character, but I was a little skeptical when I heard about Falcon because I really wanted him to have his Winter Soldier appearance. So yeah, I am very happy with this, and this is a really nice screenshot, definitely. Alright, so here we see Falcon, Nick Fury, and Gomorrah. Now Falcon, of course, he can fly wherever he wants. If you watch the gameplay video on the link in the description, you'll see he can fly just like Iron Man and Thor and Nova. He flies everywhere he wants. It's so cool, and I really can't wait to play as him. He just looks like such an awesome character, and he's definitely got some really cool combat moves as well. So here we can see him flying, and we can see Nick Fury and Gomorrah actually flying with the, I think it's called the Condor Wing Glider. I believe it was part of the power discs from Disney Infinity 1.0, which is cool. But it's interesting that they're using that here, because you can actually get this year, if you're lucky with the blind packages, there is actually a Falcon wing pack. So you can do exactly what they're doing here, but you'll have Falcon's wings. And I believe they did show a video of it recently, and I think the wings actually flap as well, so they're not static. They will actually move when you're flying around with them. So I'm kind of surprised they haven't shown that off in the screenshot, but they should definitely be really fun to play around with in the actual toy box. Next up, here we get an awesome look at Yondu. Now, Yondu just looks so cool in this. And what's interesting to note is that the Avengers playset is based off the Avengers Assemble TV show, which of course isn't in the movies. But Yondu is actually based off the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So Falcon's actually getting a costume from the movie, but the figure is actually from the show. So maybe next year Yondu will get his classic costume when he was actually in the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics. That'd be pretty cool. And here we can see using his arrow. Again, I won't spoil it, but there's some very cool scenes in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie which you definitely need to check out. This is a really nice screenshot. I think it's probably one of my favorites they've released so far. It's just so cool to see Yondu and Star-Lord taking on Ronan's men. And it's also nice to see the variety in the enemies here. You know, some of them haven't got weapons. They're just punching, trying to, you know, punch Yondu and Star-Lord. Then you got one guy in the air, he has a jetpack. And there's some guys with swords. So there's a real nice variety of enemies that we're going to be able to take on in the game. And you can't see them here, but there are actually brutes as well. Like really big looking soldiers and things of Ronan's army, and they will be much harder to take down than these guys that you see here. Now this is a really funny screenshot. Here we can see Yondu is actually trying to ram Thor off the road, and of course also Star-Lord in the back is having a little trouble with Lola, which is of course the car from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now this is a really cool screenshot because it just shows that, you know, Disney Infinity, it can be an action game, an adventure game, but it can also be a racing game. So if you want kind of a Mario Kart styled Marvel game where you can race with all your favorite Marvel characters, like who would win in a race, Spider-Man or Captain America, you can do that. It's all up to you, and this just shows right here how detailed the environments can get. I don't think this is a part of a playset. If it is, then I'm kind of shocked how they have Lola in the Guardians of the Galaxy playset. So I'm definitely sure that this is actually a toy box design, which is really cool. And Thor's riding a very interesting vehicle here. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like something that Chitauri would drive, or maybe it's an Asgardian vehicle. Yondu's actually driving a shield vehicle, which I believe is a power disc, so you won't be able to get it in the full game, but if you're lucky, you might get one in the blind packages, so fingers crossed. Alright, so last but not least, here we see Yondu, Falcon, and Captain America. Now, Yondu actually has Falcon's wings, which is of course going to be one of the power discs you'll be able to buy this year. So if you're really excited for you know, Falcon to come to 2.0, then you can use these until he actually releases next year. Falcon's actually using a hoverboard, and Captain America is using, I believe it's a shield vehicle. I think you'll probably unlock that from the Avengers playset, or maybe the Spider-Man playset, since Nick Fury is in... well, I'm not sure if Nick Fury appears in the Avengers playset, but there's a big emphasis on shield in the Avengers one, I think. But there's also a big emphasis on it in the Spider-Man playset as well. But Nick Fury will actually appear in the Spider-Man playset, I think, because he's been spotted in like side missions and things, so that's pretty cool. And he's also playable, remember. They did actually release a trailer recently which showed off Nick Fury, and he has a really cool special move where he does like a backflip and he lands on the floor and he just shoots the enemy while he's on the floor. It's really cool. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's everything to do with 2.0 this year. I mean, we know that next year we'll be getting now Yondu, Falcon, Green Goblin, Ronan, and Loki. I think those Green Goblin, Ronan, and Loki are coming out next year as well. They might be coming out in November with the Disney characters, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's either November or early next year for those guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I actually asked John Vignacci, I said, will we see anything new next year? And he said after Yondu and Falcon, that's going to be it. And of course, there will be more power discs because they've announced the Winter Soldier one, and of course there'll be more than that. But that's pretty much it, which is a real shame because if you remember last year, if you're a fan of 1.0, you'll know that of course it was Disney playsets, but Marvel wasn't present then. But now Marvel's present and there wasn't any Disney playsets, so I'm worried that next year, although I am excited for it if they do add it, there's many rumours that Star Wars will be added, so I'm pretty confident it will. But I'm really worried that if next year they do add Star Wars, then they'll just forget about Marvel and Disney. Because like I said, Disney was last year and they had Disney playsets. Marvel was this year, but no Disney playsets. Next year, Star Wars playsets, but no Marvel and Disney? I don't know, I just hope it doesn't come to that because that would be awful. At least release at least one playset for each theme. I think that would be really nice. And you know, because Disney Infinity is now a game where anyone can pick it up and play. If you're a Disney fan, a Marvel fan, and eventually a Star Wars fan, it's a game for almost everyone. So let's hope they just figure out a really nice deal where each theme gets a playset at least once every year. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for lots more news on Disney Infinity 2.0, Marvel Superheroes, and LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. And as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.